Merry Christmas. Welcome to the Pulse live from our studios here in Kokomlemle. Coming up, Kodeo promises rerun of Dome-Kwabenya and Ablekuma North constituencies as both NDC and NPP refuse to accept each other's pin sheets for the collation process.
The one were there, in the case of the Ablekuma North, the parliamentary one was not projected. So our agents there could not get the result from that polling station because it was only the presidential one that was projected. So it makes it difficult to get a neutral person.
Also coming up, the pocket is dry, but life goes on. That's how some Ghanaians are approaching Christmas. We'll be in the market to hear from them. And some holiday makers have visited the Ebri Botanical Gardens as they begin rehearsals for tomorrow's big Christmas party, the Joy FM Family Party in the park.
We came here around 8 o'clock. We are just cleaning here, tidy the place, everywhere to be clean for the program on Thursday.
Now, how many times do you hear rehearsal for a party? We'll bring you details of that. The Pulse is brought to you by Global Communications, Digny Low, Affordable, Safe Sanitation for All, live on DSTV on Channel 421 and GoTV 125. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and myjoyonline.com for these and more. Mamiesi Nyamiche Thompson, and I'll be co-hosting this with the Venerable Martin Bebo. You're welcome, Martin.
Thank you.
And I'm very happy to be doing this with you this afternoon. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Rerun Dome-Kwabenya and Ablekuma North constituencies. That's the suggestion of the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, which believes the best solution out of the stalemate, as the NPP and NDC refuse to accept each other's pin sheets for the collation process. Out of 9 initially unresolved constituencies, 7 have been successfully resolved, leaving these 2 outstanding. The Electoral Commission explains that the delay is due to the absence of a full set of certified pin sheets for some polling stations in these constituencies, with some sheets reportedly destroyed during the chaos at the collation centers. The EC has set a Friday deadline to finalize the process. My colleague James Aveji is our man on the beat and joins us with more details. Before that, let's listen to the cue first.
It just so happened that in Dome-Kwabenya, there are 3 polling stations that the EC do not have the pin sheet because in the course of the collation,
that's Dome-Kwabenya.
Some people attacked the collation center, and then these pin sheets cannot be traced, and the EC plays on record that they don't have it. In the same way as Ablekuma North, the EC mentioned to us that there are 37 polling stations that they are not able to trace the pin sheet. The same way as was Dome-Kwabenya was attacked, the collation center at Ablekuma North was also attacked. And so the EC has asked parties to furnish them with the data we have by Friday. So we still interrogate. So that's what has happened today.
But does the NPP have those pink sheets, 37 and 3?
Before our data was attacked at the collation center, we had scanned them. We have scanned all the pink sheets in Ablekuma North constituency. Unfortunately for us, the 3 polling stations in Dome-Kwabenya, we don't have them. The EC also don't have it. So that is the state we find ourselves now.
Evans Nimako, actually the director of elections for the New Patriotic Party, trying to see if we can get Dr. Rashid Tanko-Computer to speak to. Doc, thanks for joining us. Do you have the 37 of Ablekuma North and the 3 of Don Kwabinya to help the EC with?
And clearly, I mean, we have it. That's why you saw me running around.
You have the 3 outstanding polling stations.
Okay. We produce the pink sheets. Initially, we send the scan copies. They wanted to have the original ones. That is the carbon copy given.
The duplicate you had from them.
So we brought it and showed to them. But they were still having difficulty with one because the way it was entered on the presidential pink sheet instead of the parliamentary. So they used a spaceman one to do that. That is why they are having challenge. So we deferred that one to Friday. A decision will be taken because we have
on that outstanding
man. So clearly, your guess is as good as mine that our madam here was validly elected because we have the documents to prove.
Will you compromise to accept their scan copy to make up the final?
We will not accept any scan copy in this process. We will not.
Why?
We are clearly, that cannot be the case. Anybody can see this is an era of technology. I have a background in software manipulations. You can easily design it.
But if you don't have any and they have scan copies, are you not ready to compromise?
Why will you take scan copies? I say somebody can sit in his office and design it. It's a matter of designing it and put it and say I have scan copy. Where is the original?
What decision do you expect the EC to take on that?
Well,
on Friday?
If we cannot all get the originals, that is the carbon copies, hard copies. Your guess is as we have to go for a rerun. It's a simple and short matter. That is how we do it.
For the Ablekuma.
62 areas, because the other one has been properly collated. Bring the agents. The NPP should also bring the agents to confirm that these signatures that appeared on those documents actually were they the people signed or somebody forged it. Okay. So I can tell you that they have lost the constituency. They've lost in that constituency. Okay. It's obvious that they are trying to struggle and then to reduce the numbers that the NDC is having in parliament so that the NDC will not get to 10. But obviously, NDC is going to get to
there.
The independent candidates will go and support the government so that you have to 10 and they can perform, they can develop their constituency.
Thank you. And so that Samson Awingo Bates, he is the chairman of the PNC, and that's the position of the various parties in the just ended emergency IPAC meeting here at the EC headquarters.
So that was James Aveji. Now let's come back to the studio. Okay, so that was my colleague James Aveji. Now let's come back into the studio.
So Martin, I mean, this is a worrying situation that is coming up. What do you make of what's happening now between the NDC, the NPP and the Electoral Commission?
Yeah, so I think the Peace Council should step in and continue to mediate, or is it right? They should continue, because at a point, they were in the picture, except that right now we haven't heard the latest in terms of what they're doing. So they should continue to mediate so that they can stem the tension, because we need as much peace as possible. And now that it's becoming increasingly clear that a rerun is a better option, then they can go for it. If only, but also I'm aware that the NDC is in court, so we'll have to wait, because I think on the 26th, there will
Friday,
be the Supreme Court will sit.
Indeed.
And so after that, the way will be clear.
Interestingly, James was there and is here with us. I think you could take it with James on that. Yeah,
James. So yesterday, you were at the emergency IPAC meeting. What can you tell us about it?
So this meeting happened from 6 to about 7:30 p.m. It was initially scheduled to come off at 12 noon on Friday. And then we had communications that it has been postponed to later in the evening. And so 6 o'clock they started. The NDC's representation was there, the NPP was there, as well as the other political parties. It lasted for about 1.5 hours, and then they came back. So initially, Don Kwabenya had issues with the final result was declared in favor of the NDC's Madam Akurugu, with some 3 polling stations outstanding. And then for Ablekuma North, it was some 219 that was done. They were left with 62. And so the last recollation they did in the course of last week, Saturday, actually saw the verification of some 25 polling station pink sheets. Okay. That's why you hear 37 more that needed to be verified. And then the NPP are saying that they have the digital copies of the pink sheets, that they are willing to provide the the Electoral Commission with. The question a lot of people are asking is, especially the Electoral Commission, is if you don't have the pink sheets, why do you declare to do recollation and declaration of the pink sheets, to the extent that you now have to call an emergency IPAC meeting and be begging the political parties to assist you with their pink sheets? And so for Don Kwabena, looks like the road is clear now. The only outstanding issue is the fact that the NDC have brought the hard copies, but one of them has the parliamentary election results entered on a presidential pink sheet. And so the EC on Friday, we should expect them to take a decision on whether they would accept that and work with the three and then move on. For the big issue will be about Ablekuma North constituencies, because as you heard the NDC, they have already indicated that they are not allowing the EC to accept the NPP's 37 digital pink sheets.
Okay.
And so now the big question will be, what will be the Electoral Commission's position or final decision on that? And that's what we expect to hear on Friday when they finally meet to take a final decision on that. Whether they will say because of that they will have to go for a rerun, and whether the rerun will be for the entire constituency or it will only be for those 37 outstanding polling stations, and how they will deal with that. And so we expect Friday to be a big day with the EC's final decision, as well as what the Supreme Court would say on the 6 constituencies that the NDC has taken to them. Remember, out of those 6, some of them have been recollated and declared already, and some declared for the second time. And so the court's decision will pave the way as to whether they should uphold it or will have a third recollation and declaration on.
Interesting times ahead for us indeed. Martin, any more questions from you for James on this particular issue?
Yes, so what's your sense of the suggestion that they should take the digitized form of the pink sheets? Because, the NPP said they took the pink sheets and then digitized them.
That has always been the contention, because from all of the recollations we've had so far, looks like the NPP have invested in doing digitalized coalition. And so if you listen to them, their plan in the election was that immediately results are declared, all the party agents at the various polling stations must immediately scan the pink sheet and send to a certain central command. And that's how come they've been able to secure digital copies of all of the pink sheets from the polling stations. I don't know how the NDC went about theirs, but the NDC, on the other hand, seems to have more of the hard copies of the pink sheets compared to the NPP. And so the struggle between whether we should accept digital pink sheets or not is what has delayed most of the recollations, even as it started from the Greater Accra Regional Coalition Center and went to the police training school and then back to the Greater Accra Regional Coalition Center. So the controversy is, how can we be sure and authenticate the digital pink sheets? That's the question, the controversy. And so they spend hours arguing over that and then finally reach a compromise. And so it will be a defining moment on Friday to see what the EC will say about that. But from my point of view, I think that if you cannot trust it, then you better don't go for it. But if the 3 sides, there are 3 of them in this, if the 3 sides agree to go forward with it, why not? So that we get this done and then we move.
Over with. Thank you so much, James Aveji, my colleague who's been following this particular story. Well, earlier, Joint News Editor Fred Smith spoke to the National Coordinator of the Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODEO, Albert Kofi Ahin, on how to resolve this impasse.
Very sad is that we don't have a third or a fourth party that has the records. Normally, when you are in a stalemate like that, you would want to rely. There were how many? 12 parties that contested, and I'm surprised that the other parties also don't have the records. Normally, when we have that problem, you would want to compare records of the other parties. And then, you would take a look at it and then take a decision. But here we are with one with scanned copies, the other has it, and then they don't want to agree to each other. So in that kind of stalemate, in that kind of situation, the EC has really got a problem on hand. I did my small research, and what has happened is that it's like, even Kode, when we were there, in the case of the Ablikman North, the parliamentary one was not projected. So our agents there could not get the result from that polling station because it was only the presidential one that was projected. So it makes it difficult to get a neutral person to give you a record that can match any one of them, for the two parties. So it's really a difficult situation for the EC. A very difficult and very dicey. In the case of the other one, which is the Tanko-Computer, I think they have a similar problem as well. I did a small research by contacting my people. If they could also, be able to produce something by way of record. And unfortunately, the lady who was sent there had to run away because of the problem that, existed there. So what might happen is that if the EC gets to a point where they might not be able to get anything and the two parties are also not agreeing, then probably there has to be a rerun for these constituencies. The EC is supposed to have their copies. But for example, if the EC's copies, like what happened? If there was a pandemonium, there was an attack or something, and the whole place, I'm told some ballot boxes have been ransacked and burnt. If they had these copies in there, normally the EC would want to put the results in a tamper-proof evident envelope. So in the melee, in the case of maybe those areas where there was pandemonium, the EC might lose them. You see, because if they really had them by now, the problem would have been solved. So it means that the EC also didn't have the records because of what happened at the center. So what do we do? What do we do? If they have it, fine, there's no problem. But if they don't have it, then I'm afraid they might have to resort to a rerun of that election at the place because the two big parties are not agreeing or seeing eye to eye with each other with regards to one that has the scanned results and the others, I just heard that they would not take the scanned results. If they would not take it and they don't have a third party who also has it and they can compare, then we are in a stalemate.
Okay. Right. Joining us now are representatives of the NDC and the NPP. Dr. Rashid Tanko is the Deputy Director of Elections and IT at the NDC, and Haruna Mohammed is Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. Now, let's start with you, Dr. Rashid Tanko. What do you make of the proposal by Kodeo?
Very well. Council, let me say good afternoon to you. Okay. And then your co-panelists. I must say today we have the best of presenter over there.
It
is well. It is well. Let me say Merry Christmas to you and then the Joy crew.
Good, thank you. Many happy returns.
It is well, it is well. Clearly, our electoral system is a manual system. All along, I've been saying it time and again. We practice manual election in Ghana. We don't do digital election in Ghana. We don't vote electronic. We also don't do electronic transmission in Ghana. We do manual voting, manual collation of results, and manual declarations. And so everything that we do hinges on the pink sheet. The pink sheet is the primary source. So you must come with a carbon copy. And in fact, only 2 printing houses in Ghana have the capacity to print a pink sheet. And so if you bring it, if we are able to tell whether it's a fake one or not, it makes it easier for us because we know the source and all that. And then the carbon copy, the way it is structured, verifying it physically, it's easier. Now, if somebody wants to go and digitize it, that is your cup of tea. Maybe for future sake or something of that nature, for your own records, you can decide to go and digitize it. But you cannot use digitized pink sheet to do any argument in any of our collation centers. We have never accepted it anywhere. From time immemorial, we always use the physical pink sheet. That is why when you are at the collation center and you want to challenge a resource and you don't have your physical carbon copy, you cannot challenge the resource. You can't open your phone and say, I have a resource here. I have a digital one. No, nobody will take you serious. Because we are in the era of technology where I can just sit behind my computer and design a simple pink sheet and put figures on it, and you will think that it's carbon copy. I can fool you with that kind of thing. But when you bring the physical one, in fact, you can't tender in digital pink sheet and court as evidence. Nobody will take you serious. You need to bring the physical one. That is why they give it to us. So a situation where you don't have it, the only alternative left is to go for a rerun. African did it severally. In fact, Kotia, I remember in 2012, it was to levels of about 5 or 6 polling stations, which was in critical condition because they vandalized the place, the people could not do the counting, and the patients were nowhere to be found. So you have to go and conduct a rerun in those polling stations in order to declare the results. It does happen. And so, like our colleagues put it on the distance during the IPAC meeting, they don't have the pink sheets. That they are having digitized one. And we told them, no, we don't accept digitized. They know what you are talking, it doesn't make sense to us. We will not accept any digitized. If you don't have, for instance, Dominic Kwabena, initially I sent the digitized one to the commissioners, 3. They look at it and said, no, they will be much interested in getting the physical one. So I had to run around and make sure that they bring me the physical one. And I tendered it. They look at it and they were satisfied. Just the one that had problem, which they themselves say they don't have. So we'll take a decision on that one on Friday. But for Ablekumanov, the NPP officially said it point blank at the meeting that they don't have it. They don't have the pink sheets, that it was vandalized. They scanned it before. After that one, we have all the scanned ones. As a party, we have them. We also did scanning. We're sending our results through digital means and all that. But we cannot tender because the law doesn't allow that. We need to come clean with the physical one, and so that everybody will be on the same wavelength. But they're saying they don't have. And the thing is about 62, not even 37. It's 62. That 25, they said they entered, was entered illegally because those 25 came from the NPP. They brought it. It wasn't the Electoral Commission ones. It was NPP who brought that 25, which was not authenticated because we were not there. If it was Electoral Commission one, we will have no difficulties. But our colleagues brought pink sheets. We are not there to authenticate it, and yet they think they will admit that. We are not going to accept that one. That one, very clearly, they should just put it aside. We are dealing with the 62, and we'll go into the discussion with the mindset of the 62. Nobody should come and be telling us 37, 37, 10.
Yeah. Okay, so Dr. Tanko, yeah, you see, the digitized one, let's correct this. Did you say that it cannot be accepted at all? Because generally, if that's the person's evidence, the person can tender it, except that maybe what you're saying is that yours is the original, so yours is more authentic than the digitized one.
Counsel, yes, I'm saying that in the era of technology, you must come with the physical one before we can even talk of your digitized one.
Okay.
Because they don't give a digital resource at the polling stations.
Yes, that's correct.
No.
Yes, so I get the point. So it was just to make the point that yours is the hard copy is more authentic than the digitized one. So yours will be preferable.
So if we are going to argue, we argue with the hard copies. Because the Electoral Commission also don't come with digital resource.
That's fine.
They come with the original copy.
Yes, that's fine. We'll come back to you. Yeah. Can we take your colleague, Haruna? Yes, Haruna, are you online? Oh, we don't seem to have Haruna. We'll try to raise him back. Okay. So Dr. Tanko, let's come back to you to advance your point as we wait to raise Haruna on the line. Okay.
Yeah. So Counsel.
Yes.
That is our point. There. We are saying that digital one, the Electoral Commission themselves don't use digital means to collate results. They don't rely on digital data to collate or declare results. They always rely on the physical pin sheet at the collation center.
Yes.
And so in an event they have issues like that, that's why they rely on other political parties whose candidates were there. If they can have a similar one, they will bring it on board. And that is what we've been doing. Look, when we declared results in 2000, also interestingly enough, when they brought their press statement and said recollation was done previously and therefore it's not new, they were just peddling falsehoods, complete falsehoods. That evidence they gave was completely false. Because I was there. I was the director of election for Northern Region in 2004.
Okay.
And when Tolang and Yape Kusobu, that incident happened, they started collating when mob attacked and destroyed everything over there. Fortunately, our agents and some other agents and the Electoral Commission officials ran away with their pink sheets. So they hadn't gone for collation. They hadn't finished collating, not to talk of declaring the results.
Okay.
They hadn't declared results. So we had to come into Tamale and now do the recollation, continue the process before the declarations were so made.
Well,
Our
Dr.
issue now,
Tanko,
Council, our issue now, I want to learn here, our issue now is about declaration has already been made. Then you are asking that they should come and do another recollation for another declaration. So they shouldn't be mixing the two.
Yeah,
that is the problem we have with them. They are mixing the two.
Yeah.
We are against a situation where a returning officer has announced a result.
Yes.
Then after, within 48 hours, EC will now sit in their office and say, no, we won't accept that declaration. We want you to come back, do another collation, and do another declaration. Okay. That is our point.
Yeah, so Dr. Tanko, I understand your party is in court, and even later this week, the Supreme Court will be sitting on the case. So perhaps we should wait to see what the Supreme Court has to say on it, and then the way will be clear. Is that
yes, very true.
Yes.
Yeah, very true, Council. Yes, yes. That is why we always describe what they did on Saturday as illegal, because we went and filed a process in the Supreme Court to stay execution of the High Court orders. But these people defy it and went ahead to do their own thing. So that's why we didn't participate in it and describe it as an illegal process. Yeah. We think that the Supreme Court must hear us and listen to the matter before them. Our issue is not about the processes where they hadn't finished collating and there were problems. We are not against that. We are against where declarations were made. Okay. And then the EC said they won't accept those declarations, that they should come back and do another collation. That is where our issues are. Okay. And that's what we are putting forward.
Dr. Tanko, fortunately, we have your opposite side, Haruna. He's now back on the line. So if we can hear Haruna, then we would come back to you.
Very well.
It's Haruna Mohammed.
Thank you.
Very well. Okay.
Lawyer Martin Table.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you.
Many happy returns.
And Merry Christmas to the people of Ghana.
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yes, we've heard the suggestions that is made by Kodeo with respect to the number of constituencies that are left. We have always dealt with precedents in this country. My friend Dr. Rashid will agree with me. In 2004, I happened to come from Zabzugu, Katale then, where coalition was cutted. There was disruption, just as it has happened in this particular two instances. We never had the privilege to get all the documents together, but the EC proceeded and declared the NDC the winner for that particular election. That was in 2004. That was the very year that I completed Tamale Technical University, then Tamale Polytechnic. That had made me to forcefully introduce what we call the computer compilation of results. In fact, I sat down to design this compilation system, which was used in 2008, which has since helped us in terms of results correlation. So the EC has done so before, but I don't know what materially effect that Kodeo is having, and they are calling for rerun of this particular two constituencies. If you check the CI 127, and you check the regulation
Okay. Hello, Haruna. Okay, then maybe we should go back to Dr. Rashid Tanko.
Which I would actually like to ask Dr. Tanko, if I don't know how the meeting ended between you and the EC yesterday. Was there any communication whatsoever what will happen following the disagreement between you and the NPP on the pink sheets?
Very well. We agreed to come back on Friday to look at it. And then in fact, we reached a consensus, and the consensus was very clear. We are not admitting digital pink sheets. No, we are not admitting that. We are admitting physical carbon copies. That is what we agreed. I mean, we told them if our colleagues will come and they come with physical hard copies of pink sheets, we will take a look at them one after the other. To be satisfied that these are pink sheets coming from the polling stations. And we know them, and we know what they can do. We know our opponents. And so that's what they are. Our eagle eyes on them. So that's how we ended it. And then and decided that on Friday they will come. But they told us they don't have it. So I'm just imagining whether they are going to bring a rocket scientist to produce. But because they said they don't have. And then so that clearly it means those 62 areas, a decision will have to be taken on them on Friday. After Domingo, it's very clear. I mean, clearly that one pink sheet is about 400 voters in that polling station. If they add it to the opponent, our opponent, he will still not catch up with Madame Akorogu. Madame Akorogu would definitely be declared as a winner on Friday.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tanko. We're grateful for your time here on the polls. If we still don't have Haruna, then I guess we'll have to move on with this.
Let me say a very happy Christmas to my good people of Bimbilla and Wulensi environment.
I'm sure they're hearing you. Merry Christmas to you as well, and enjoy the rest of the day. Thank you so much, Dr. Tanko. And he's Deputy Director of Elections with the NDC. You're still listening to The Pulse, or watching The Pulse here on Joy News, and I'm here with my co-host, Martin Pibu. And Martin, so far, how's it been for you? I mean, it's quite an interesting time to have you. You see, the work is very interesting, don't you think?
Yes, but very technical too. So you see that I'm trying to concentrate in order not to make that.
I know, but I know you're doing pretty well for a first timer. I mean, you're doing so well. Thank you so much. But right about now, we're taking a break. We'll be right back with more. Welcome back to The Pulse with me, Mamisi Nyamiche Thompson and Martin Pibu. And it's Christmas Day. Some of us are working, as you can see. We have been here all morning trying to bring to you, our viewers, the latest happenings in the news sector. But right about now, we want to talk about Christmas and how it's being celebrated. And let me start with my colleague in the studio, Mr. Pibu. It's Christmas Day today. At least I've been here since morning. What have you been doing before coming to Joy FM?
Okay, I basically was resting, resting at home. And then that's resting in order to start working. In the evening, I hope to work. Christmas for me, for about 3 decades now, it's just been about having, what do you call it? If you have good health, you say, so that's it. So usually at Christmas, you are watching to see that, are you healthy? If we are healthy, that's it. I say so because having seen that for about 3 decades now, the food we eat every day
is what we eat at Christmas. Those times in the 90s, 80s, 90s, it's like when you get the rice and the chicken, but these days,
have you felt
an everyday
very good? Have you experienced those ones? Those days, the 80s, they open one cook. And then like 4 or 5 of you line up.
Have to share. In fact, you line up and they pour it in your mouth.
Very good. And then when it's over poured, then you see that the person pouring regrets.
He's pushing you back.
Or you wish that you bewitched me to pour more than.
Well, it's interesting those days. But let's go out there. We've been also speaking to some traders who say that the pocket is dry. Many people are actually not buying, but this man in particular has been selling below his prices. Let's take a listen.
Okay, every celebration like Christmas like this, we used to have a lot of profit, like make a lot of a little bit money. But this period is just like try and then be safe, protect yourself as first, because we are not getting anything. You understand? I decided to tell you something like this animal, this goat, 1, 2, 3. I bought them. See this one? 1, 2, 3. 2,100, 2,100. There were 4 in number. I just sold one right now, 1,009. I'm losing like 2 million out of it. You understand? So imagine how many of them are you going to like cover up to even get the losses? Not to talk of profit.
It's a bit dull for me, but we are hopeful that by Sunday it may be more merry than today. But personally, it's the gift of life that matters most to me, and so we may not jubilate like we ought to, but we are happy that there's peace and there's life. Thank you too.
Okay. All right. So Ghana's biggest Christmas celebration, the Joy FM family party in the park, kicks off tomorrow at the Eburi Botanical Gardens. But guess what? Some holiday makers are already flocking the venue. Why? They ask. They are there for a little rehearsal. Let's talk to Rejoice Semefa, who visited the gardens to catch up with some of them. Here is her report.
8 hours to the Joy FM family party in the park right here in the Eburi Botanical Garden. Where I am standing is the lawn where the party will be taking place. On Thursday, lots of families, thousands of families will pitch camp here to party, enjoy music and food, and make memories with their families, their partners, their children, and any other person that they will be bringing here. So this morning we have cleaners around. They are sweeping and arranging stuff. I can see tables, I can see chairs being conveyed here already. Now the cleaners said they were here as early as 8 a.m. today to clean, and they will be coming back tomorrow to make sure that the place is clean. As you know, we must be healthy while partying. So they will be here cleaning and making sure we have a healthy environment, taking care of our body, our mind, and our emotions as well. So let me speak to some of them and hear from them what they have to say. When did you come here and what have you guys been doing?
We came here around 8 o'clock. We are just cleaning here, tied the place, everywhere to be clean for the program on Thursday.
Okay. So are you coming back here tomorrow, or this is
in the morning? We come here around 6 o'clock. We'll be here.
Okay. I have some kids. Let me interact with them. Hi, how are you doing? What is your name?
My name is Stanley. I'm on our painting.
Right, so we have a party here on Thursday. You came here with Daddy to survey the place, see how it's going. Are you coming here?
Yes, please. It will be very exciting, I think so.
It'll be exciting, And what about you?
Yeah,
what do you want to say? You'll be what?
I did it myself.
You'll be coming here with Mommy and Daddy? Okay, so you tell me, which of the games do you think you can partake in? Singing, dancing, eating competition? Which one would you do?
Dancing.
You can dance very well?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mommy and Daddy said they'll be bringing you guys here on Thursday. Are you ready? Are you going to have fun?
I really like food, so I will partake in the eating competition.
You really like food, so you'll be taking... what about you? You tell me.
Me, dancing competition.
So be expecting you guys on Thursday. Come with Mommy and Daddy and have fun. By tomorrow, everything will be set. And then families can come here on Thursday morning to enjoy their Christmas and make memories with their families.
And that was Rejoice Semefa at the Eburi Botanical Gardens. And Martin, you're coming with me, right? Tomorrow you're not working.
Yeah.
We're going together. Sure. Talking about family, today is also a special day for some mothers who have given birth today. Imagine having a baby on Christmas Day, what other gift would you like? And a colleague of mine, Sweetie Abochi, is also celebrating her birthday today. We wish you a very happy, happy birthday, Sweetie. I hope you're enjoying your day. Let's go to the Ridge Hospital where my colleague, Emefa Adeti, is and has been interacting with some mothers on their special day.
Hospital here in Accra. We're here to spend a moment with mothers, new mothers, of course, who are welcoming their new babies. And I'm going to be talking to the first new mother that I'm lucky to talk to, beaming with smiles. Congratulations and a Merry Christmas. She's Nancy. Nancy, Merry Christmas and congratulations.
Happy Monday with thanks. Thank you very much.
It's Christmas Day and I know that you have exerted a lot of energy, but tell me the excitement about the newborn baby.
Of course, this is my second born, so I'm very excited.
What were we lucky with, a girl or a boy?
A girl.
A girl. I assume that it's Nanekia for now, but do you have a name already?
No, for now, no.
So we're going to go with a Nanekia?
Of course, yes.
I mean, prior to Christmas Day like this, did you ever anticipate that you have a baby on 25th December?
Oh, no.
You didn't know at all?
No.
So you woke up to today knowing that today is Christmas Day?
Sure.
Congratulations. And when are you due to go home?
Maybe God willing, Friday.
All right, let's talk to the midwife in charge here. Rose, it's good to talk to you. Merry Christmas.
Nice talking to you too. Many happy returns.
Thank you so much. Is it very regular? Is it something that's common that you have new mothers on Christmas Day?
On most cases, we usually have mothers giving birth all throughout from 12 a.m. till the day is over. So we are likely to have more mothers coming in, and we are expecting to have more 25th babies.
Here particularly is what department?
This is the obstetric theatre recovery ward.
Okay. And today you have a total about how many mothers?
So far we have done about 8 cases this morning already, including those who passed through the night. So in total about 12.
And more ongoing?
Yes, more ongoing. Theatre is currently busy and we are expecting more to come.
How many boys and how many girls do we have?
So far we have more of the boys than the girls.
I was going to say yeah, but still yeah for the boys. But Rose, it's quite exciting. I see some mothers who are also still in pain and all of that. And usually it will last about how many hours?
Exactly. Cesarean section is a whole lot of complications on its own. But as much as possible, we the midwife, we try to do the management as soon as possible so that they can go to the ward. So far, we have mothers who are currently going through successfully, but others are currently in pain, which we are managing. Pain usually lasts for just a few minutes. As soon as we manage, we are good to go. So, yes, we have some few mothers who are not stable right now to talk.
But for you midwives, is it any different taking delivery of a child on Christmas Day and the other days?
It's always the joy of, knowing the Father Christmas babies. It's always a joy to know that we have such babies who represent, Jesus in quotes. And it's always nice to know that we have such babies.
Now I feel better. I think I should prepare and come and have a baby on Christmas Day. Thank you so much, Rose. Come with me. I'll take you to another friend that I've made here who is a midwife, Gloria Abrakwa. But before I go there, let me talk to another mother here. Congratulations and Merry Christmas to you.
Merry Christmas to you too.
Tell me your name, Irene.
No, Gifty Godwin.
Oh, Gifty. Congratulations. Do we have... Look, she's so cute. Is it a baby boy or a girl?
Baby girl.
Looks like today the girls are winning in the ward here. The boys are actually winning. So these are the special ladies that I'm meeting. But tell me, did you anticipate that you'd have a child today, 25th December?
Yes.
Did you plan it?
Yes, I planned it.
Oh, tell me about it. What's special about the day? Why did you want to have the child today?
I've been dreaming for me to give birth to a baby on the Christmas Day. So I just planned it and it works out.
Have your family come to see you already?
No, not yet.
Do they know already?
Yes, my husband is here.
Oh, congratulations to him and you as well, and Merry Christmas. So when are you due to go home?
I'll stay maybe
about 3 days. Okay. So you will celebrate the Christmas here.
And that was a lovely, lovely, lovely interaction there by my colleague Emefa Adeti. I'm interacting with new mothers, new babies. At least at the Ridge Hospital, there are about 8 Christmas babies. Thank God for safe delivery and those strong mothers out there. Martin, what do you make of the babies?
Yeah.
That, you're saying today? I love babies. And so
Me
every
too.
time I see babies, I'm overjoyed. I'm so excited. Yeah. Maybe I'll have 10.
I support you. My friends know I say the same thing. I've been telling people I have a football field.
Babies are a joy. I mean, no matter how hard you are, if a baby lies in your arms, it just softens you up.
Yeah, absolutely.
And just before we go, as the Christmas season fills hearts with joy, Christians have been urged to extend love and kindness to all regardless of their faith. In his Christmas sermon, General Overseer of the House of Miracle Ministry, Samson Amwating, admonished the Church Global to show love and unity. He emphasized that Christianity is founded on love, relationships, and there can never be a relationship without love. Take a listen.
There can never be a good Christmas without showing love. Love everybody, but trust only God. Again, love everybody but trust only what? Only God. I want to understand that if you don't walk in love, you can never access your miracle or your testimony. You need to walk in genuine love. Normally we love people that we go to church with, Christians. I'm a Christian, so let me only love Christians. So every giving, whatever we do is fake. Fake love. He's my church member, so let me help my church. He's my hometown, whatever, from the same hometown. Let me also. That is why there's no power. You come to church, you are sick, you are broke, nothing. You check those who give genuinely, those who walk in love, whether they pray in tongues or they don't pray in tongues. God still blesses them. God still blesses Muslims. God's power flows to every mankind.
And that's a lovely message coming to us here on Christmas Day. And on that note, we end this edition of The Pulse here on Joy News Channel. I am Amisi Nyamiche Thompson, and with me today, taking some of the workload, was
Martin Febu.
Martin, you take the last word.
Yeah, Mavisi, I must say, this has been a very interesting experience for me, eye-opening indeed. And I'm each day I come into a studio, I appreciate journalists more and more. Journalism is one profession Ghanaians have not appreciated enough.
Okay.
So we should be doing everything in that regard to make sure that we support journalists, because you are the fourth estate of the realm. And it didn't start today, over 200 years ago. I like to always quote Edmund Burke, who said, listen, the media is the fourth estate of the realm. Right. Without you, there'll be no governance. There are so many other quotes. I'm remembering Jefferson and the rest. Okay. I will leave that for
leave it here.
Another day.
Thank you. Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you for your company.